All right, guys, what I want to talk to you about this morning, I am going to be really, really soft and easy and sensitive. I want to talk to you about building an extraordinary life. God has called us. Here's what Jesus said. I came to give you and life more. So the abundance is the overflow. Everybody say overflow. I don't want to be deep today. I gave all that away yesterday, okay? I just want to just give you a good word and let you go live this thing out. My impotence in life is that we get from here to out there and that they see what's in you from here so that they can be transformed and the community can move, okay? Is that good? So I may not use a whole lot of Bible this morning, but it's all in there. So you're going to have to search it out. I'm just going to give you some principles on how I build a great life, and you're going to have to go get it. Is that okay? I got a couple scriptures in here, though. Say yes if that's okay. I got some other stuff. Y'all want to go deep, I can just change the page, and we can stay here till about 2:30. No. See, who said no? That's my man right there. See, that's my man right there. I knew it. He was like, nah, just stay soft in here, Big D. Just relax yourself. So, all right. Building an extraordinary life. Somebody say, I want an extraordinary life. So if you want an extraordinary life, write this down. You got to do ordinary things extraordinarily well. Now, y'all didn't catch that. I said ordinary things extraordinarily well. So I'm a success coach in business, and I have hundreds of people come to me all the time here. Man, how can you help me? How can I do this? How can I do this? I say, well, what are you doing now? Because the reality of life and building a great life is to make sure that the things that I'm doing today, I'm doing better than everyone else. If I'm stocking the shelves at the grocery store, do y'all have Food Line here? Do y'all know what that is? What? You know what it is, though. Publix. Yeah, Publix. If I'm stocking the shelves at Publix, then I need to be the best shelf stocker in Publix. And then I need to be the best shelf stocker in the region. I need to be the best shelf stocker in the county and in the state and in the nation. Because as I do what I do and do it better than everyone else, here's a key. Here's a key to building a life is realizing that someone is always watching. Not in a bad way, like they taught us if you do, in kindergarten and Sunday school, they said, God's going to get you for that. I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about somebody's always watching. Somebody's watching how you worship. Somebody's watching how you write. Someone's watching how you clean your car. Someone's watching how you walk. Someone's watching how you dress. So here's what the Bible says. Man looks on the inside. Is that right? No, man looks on the outside. God looks on the inside, but man looks on the outside. And you say, well, it shouldn't be that way. People shouldn't judge you based on how you look. Well, it is what it is. It is what it is. So if you want to build an extraordinary life, you have to do the ordinary things well. You have to do the things that doesn't seem like they hold a lot of weight. You have to do them extraordinarily well if you want to build an extraordinary life. So I'm going to give you 4 ifs today. 4 ifs. If you do this, you can have an extraordinary life. Is that okay? You got to talk back to me today now. Is that okay? All right. First thing you need to do if you want to build a great life, build an extraordinary life, is you have to be a learner. Everybody say learn. If we learn, we can have extraordinary life. If we learn. So what does it mean to be a learner? You got to be a lifelong learner. Every person that I know who has an extraordinary life, every multimillionaire that I know, everyone that I know is a book freak. They love books. They love learning. The people that I hang around, if they're not reading a book, they're listening to a book. Podcasts, Audibles, YouTube, TikTok, yada, yada, yada. Information is everywhere in 2023. It is literally everywhere. If you don't know it, you can find it at the drop of a hat. There's no excuse for us not having extraordinary learning capabilities when everything that we would want to know or should know is right at our fingertips. Say yes if that makes sense. You have everything you need. We talked about this yesterday when God said, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Everything was in there. So the creators of things that are really dynamic, the TikToks of the world, the YouTubes, the 20-year-olds who created YouTube, most of you probably don't know the story. It was two teenagers that created YouTube, and they sold it to Google for $2.1 billion. Right? And they were just taking videos, $2.1 billion. The question is, why wasn't that one of us that started started YouTube. Where did it start at? Well, it started in the ether. In Genesis 1:1, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth, and everything that was, is, or ever will be was in that word. It's already in there. So here's the real deal. Listen to me real careful. What's coming 20 years from now and 40 years from now, God created in the beginning. But you have access to the tip of the iceberg because when you said yes to Jesus, God's Spirit came to live in you. And if the same Spirit that raised him from the dead dwells in your mortal body, he will make you alive, is what the Greek says. He'll quicken your mortal bodies. We have everything we need. We just don't tap into it successfully enough. And here's the real deal. Here's the real deal. The reason that I'm here today is because I've expanded my life over the last 30 years to learn from people I didn't agree with. Right? So I got rich by listening to Tony Robbins and people that aren't saved. Quote unquote. Saved. What we would call saved. Right? Now I listen to all kinds of preachers. I mean, I listen to the Bible. That's my life. But I expanded my stuff so I could pull nuggets out. Pull nuggets out of what he said or she said, right? Pull nuggets out. Pastor David gave me 2 books yesterday. He said, I know you're going to disagree. Call me and let's have some discussions. So, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to have dialogues, right? Well, I don't agree with this. And he says, well, I don't agree with what you said over there. I said, well, I don't agree with this right here, but right here, I agree with this right here. We need each other so we can become lifelong learners. If you want to build an extraordinary life, you have to be a learner. You have to be a person, no matter how old you are. So don't back up on me because you say, well, I'm past all that. If you're breathing, baby, you're not past it. If you got air still, if he woke you up, you put them 2 feet on the floor this morning, you still got life to live and we need your life. You need to be expanding yourself by learning. Yes? I'm not saying you have to agree with everything that's on TikTok and YouTube and whatever else. But I am saying that to expand yourself so that you can hear from people. When I started listening, let me tell you something. When I started listening to people that were outside of my framework, outside of my personal framework, because I'm a Bible, I got saved December 20th, 1992, and I started Bible school 3 weeks later. Literally, I went, with less than a month, I'm in Bible school and never quit. I just went all the way through, got my doctor's degree. I got all I could get. That is my whole life. But I got rich when I started expanding myself. I said, let me hear what Tony Robbins has to say. Because here's the deal. I live life like this, Pastor David. If the guy's got a jet, then he knows something. He had to learn something along the road. Now, he may not know Jesus like I do, but he does have some wisdom. So my life began to expand when I said, well, let me hear what he's got to say. And so if you've been in the kingdom long enough, you should have enough wisdom to be able to eat the meat and spit out the bones. Even with what I'm saying, even with what he's saying or anyone else on the platform is saying, you got to be able to chew the meat and spit out the bones. Not everything I say is right. Most of it is. Most of it. Most of it. If Lindsay was here, my wife was here, she would say, no, not most. Not most at all. But you get what I mean. You get what I mean. So in order to build something dynamic and to have what you've never had, listen to this. In order to have what you've never had, guess what you got to do? Good God, have mercy. That's revelation right there. You got to do what you've never done. And you got to become what you are not today. I teach a thing on how to become something. So everybody look at this. Give me, well, let's do it this way. This is what you want to become. This is whatever your dream is. This is it. This is you in the dream. Y'all still with me? It's you. But you're way over here. And you're looking at yourself over in the dream, whatever it may be. I want to be, me personally, I'm going to use Darrin, right? Because y'all can look at me. I want to be 205 pounds, David. That's my dream. That's just a piece. But I do want to get down to 205. So I can see myself over there. Now, how do I bridge from here, 220, to there at 205? How do I bridge the gap? Somebody say, well, you got to diet. Well, yes. But here's what I got to do. I got to see the next thing, the dream that I want to be, the person that I want to become, and I got to incorporate who this person is, how they think, how he eats, how he works out, how he sleeps, which I don't sleep well, right? And then I've got to bring all the knowledge that this dream person has back into my today, because the process of me becoming that is going to take me a while. I can't wake up in the morning, unlike Ken, I can't wake up in the morning and just say, can I play the piano, and tomorrow be able to play the piano. It doesn't work like that for me. But Ken can. I don't have that in me. I'm sorry. I can't pray tonight, Lord, make me 205 pounds and wake up in the morning. I need a process. So here's what I've learned to do. I've learned to get over here and look at me, learn of this person. Now, it's still me. It's just me tomorrow. That makes sense or no? It's still me. So I gotta get into the prophetic word of what I want to become. And then I got to drag his attributes back into my now. And then I got to walk him down. Does that make sense? I got to walk him down. I got to learn how he is. I got to learn this 205 person. I got to learn him. And then I got to live where I'm at towards him. That's how you build an extraordinary life. Any dream that you want to get accomplished about your life. I don't care what goal you have. I don't care what you want to be or what you want to see or what you want to do. If you can believe it, then you can have it. But you got to see it, and then you got to become it. So you got to get over here into this person. Here's what I did. In order for me to become what I am, I had to get over here with guys and gals that were making tons of money and were doing massive things. I had to get with them, see how they think, see how they act toward money, see how they act toward education, see how they act toward their wife and their family, see what's important to them. You understand? You understand? If I want to be like Jesus, what do I got to do? I got to get into him to see how he functions. How would Jesus function on your job? Here's what he said, take and learn of me. Am I lying or no? Didn't he say, take and learn of me? Well, that word in the Greek is a processing word. You've got to get into him. So no matter what dream you have, no matter what goal you have, no matter what vision you have, you got to get into your future self and learn of that person. In order for me to get here, that's what I had to do. Now I'm starting to try to get around people that have jet planes because I want to hang out with them, because I want a jet. I can't stand flying Delta. I'm grateful for Delta. Don't get it wrong. I am so grateful that there's going to be a plane over there this afternoon for me. I'm happy about it. But I would rather say, Pastor, just drop me off right on the corner over there. My plane is sitting. I would rather do that. We test drove a jet the other day. Guy was selling a portion, and he brought it up to me, and we flew in it. It's not Delta, Michael. It's a 6-seater, and it's light. And Darrin don't do flipping like a bird in the air. I said, oh, Jesus, this is not for me right here. This is not for me right here. I need something with some stability in it when I get up in this air, right? Now, I have faith, but I don't have that kind of faith, right? I don't know if I could pray, angels, y'all hold this thing up, because we were floating like this right here. And I said, oh, Jesus, thank you, Lord, thank you. Now, I'm good that I'm going to heaven if I die. I just don't want to go today. Right? I just don't want to go today. But look, if you want to build an extraordinary life, you have to get into your future self, and then you got to grab the person and then drag it back. Do y'all remember Kim Clement, right? Y'all remember Kim Clement? He would say, I see you in your future and you look much better than you do right now. Right? And most of us are David just like, I'm thinking the same thing. Thank you, Jesus, that I'm getting better and not worse. Because as you get older, gravity starts pulling really hard on you. But if you want an extraordinary deal, you got to be a lifelong learner. And if you want to learn something, learn about yourself in your future, and then drag that person back into your now and then walk it down. Does that make sense? Yes or no? Say that makes sense, Darrin. Thank you. Thank you. So here's the first key. What if you want to build something radically extraordinary, you got to be a learner. You got to be a learner. So I'm gonna pop some stuff off. You might want to write these down. These are really cool things that I've learned over my lifetime that'll help you build a really cool life. The beginnings of learning are curiosity. You got to be curious. If you were into building yesterday, you heard John Ashcraft. He's the most curious person I've ever met in my life. Ever in my life. He's more curious than a 2-year-old, right? He's talking about, how they burn wood in China. And I'm like, what are you even talking about, John? I don't know what you're talking about, bro. Swear to you. But he's curious. And leaders and learners have to be curious. If you're going to be a real learner, you have to be curious. You have to be curious about what you don't know. Have to be curious about what you can become that you are not now. That's why I hung around, and I do hang around people that are bigger than me. If I'm the smartest man in the room, I'm in the wrong room. If I'm the richest person in the room, I'm in the wrong room. Are you hearing what I'm saying? I work out, Michael, at World Gym. I've been there for almost 30 years, same gym. And when I was 25, I was a bad boy, right? I was a bad dude, David. I was a bad dude. I was squatting 600 pounds at 25 years old. If anybody never been in the weight room, that's a lot of weight, right? When I met my wife, I was a bad boy. But now I'm 50. In my head, I'm still a bad boy. But in my joints, I'm not so bad anymore. Okay? My body, I say, today we're going to really get it, right? But listen to me. Here's what I do. There's still some bad boys in the room, Gary. There's 25-year-olds in the room that are shooting steroids in every place they can find. And they are raw. You know what they look like. You've been there. So why do I go there? It's because I want to look in the mirror, and I don't want to compare myself by myself. You got to catch this. I want to compare myself to someone that's better than me so that I can keep growing and I can keep going. Now, it doesn't bother me that I'm 50 and he's 25 because I'm a lot smarter and I got a lot more money than he does. So, it kind of balances its way out. But when we're in the back locker room, he takes his shirt off and I put my sweatshirt on and walk out the door. But I want to be in the room. I want to be in the weight room with these guys and some girls. There's some girls in there that I'm like, my God. But I want to be in there, David, because it challenges me to learn more, to be more, to become more. It challenges me so that I don't look in the mirror and start comparing myself by myself. And I don't compare myself with what I think I should be. I compare myself and go, hey, I could be that much better. I told him yesterday, tomorrow, y'all come Sunday because I'm going to be that much better in the morning. Right? Right? I'm a learner. I'm taking in knowledge from everyone around me. I'm trying to get better. No matter what the situation is, I'm curious. Well, how do you get as lean as you are? Because I like to eat. So tell me how you do it. What's your diet look? You understand what I'm saying, folks? You understand what I'm saying? This stuff's important. It's not. I got two doctor's degrees in Bible, okay? I got two of them. And that's great, and I love it. It gave me my whole root foundations of how I live and how I stand. But it doesn't help me a bit at the gym. That didn't even land. It doesn't help me a bit when I'm cleaning the cars and cutting the grass. When I want to redo my lawn and plant new bushes, I know nothing about horticulture at all. None. I got to call somebody. Now, I got 2 doctor's degrees. Bro, call me doctor when you're doing my yard. I'm Dr. Darrin. That doesn't matter to the grass guy. He's like, we don't know nothing about grass. Go back in this house. I know how to do grass. You go inside. Does that make sense? But I'm learning everywhere I'm at. I'm trying to learn how to be better. So I've got the doctor's degrees, and I know Greek and Hebrew. I can read all this stuff, but that doesn't help me in the gym. And I need the gym. I still need to be healthy. Come on, somebody. I still need to be great at breathing. I mean, I can be as deep as well snot in the Bible, and my lungs aren't working and my heart's not working, and it ain't gonna matter at all. You understand? Is that making sense or no? So curiosity makes leaders. Leaders are readers. And here's one for you. Don't be a lazy learner. Don't be a lazy learner. In all you're getting, get what? Understanding. You know what the word understanding means in the Hebrew? It means to get under it so you can feel it all. Right? It's like you see this lampshade right here, y'all? Look at me. See this lampshade? It means to get inside it so you can see the whole spectrum of what it is. That's what understanding means in the Hebrew. Get under something. Stand under it so that the weight of it gets on you and you feel it. Don't be a lazy learner. Get in the room with people that are bigger than you. When you're uncomfortable, everybody look at Darrin. When you're uncomfortable being in the room and you feel intimidated, get in that room. All you young people, look at me. When you're uncomfortable and you feel like they're bigger than you, get in the room. Get in the room. It'll make you great 20 years from now. Put the seed inside your heart to where you're going and not where you are. And don't let the whisper inside of your ear. Oh, I got one. I got one. Especially for these young folks. I posted something the other day, and it said something like this. When you're intimidated by doing something you've never done before, but you feel like you need to do it, please know that every person that you try to emulate or you would like to be like, every person has a whisperer. The greatest man and women that's ever walked this planet has a whisperer. You know what the whisperer says to you? Forever. You know what he says? You sure? You know the question that the enemy asked Adam and Eve? Now, here's what he said, though. Are you sure? Because Eve said, well, we're not supposed, he said, you sure about that? Look at me, young folks. No matter what you do in life, there's always going to be a little whisperer sitting on your shoulder. And he's going to go, yeah, you shouldn't do that. You're not good enough for that. You know what my whisperer is? I'm the third baby in my family. My brother's 8 years older than me. He started preaching when he was 16 years old. I was 8 when he started microphone ministry. And my dad was a robust man, strong as an ox, okay? And in my family, I grew up and nobody wanted to hear what I had to say because I was the baby. So you know what that did to me? The whisperer came and said, nobody cares what you have to say. Shut up. So you know what God's called me to do? This. So guess what the whisperer came to do? To keep me from this. And he says, still today, I'm 50, still today. At the hotel, he says, nobody wants to hear what you have to say. He does. He whispers to me every day. And you know what I do? He sits on my shoulder and I say, come on, let's walk it down anyway. That's real talk. You want to be great? You want to be successful? You want to build an extraordinary life? The contradiction will always whisper to you. The contradiction will always whisper, you can't be the CEO. You can't be this. You can't do that. It's outside of your range. You don't have enough education. You don't have enough this. You don't have enough that. You're too this. You're too that. It always stays with you. The greats, the T.D. Jakes, learn to say, yeah, you think so? Let's keep walking. Watch this. You know what the last words of a redneck are? Hey, fellers, watch this. It's the last words of a redneck. It's really, hey, fellas, hold my beer and watch this, but that's neither here nor there, right? And that's what I tell my whisperer. He says, you can't do it. Nobody wants to hear what you have to say. Sit down and shut up. You're unimportant. You know what I say? Watch this. Come on. Come on, watch this. Because I've learned, Gary, I've learned to walk with the contradiction. And you have to learn that. You want to be great? You have to learn to walk with the contradiction. You got to learn to walk with the contradiction because he never leaves. And I think that was the thorn in Paul's side. And I don't think he ever leaves. He's always, you say, well, I think I'm going to, like me, I think I'm going to lose some weight. And he goes, you can't do that. You tried that before. I think this girl's the right one. That's not the right one. You've been divorced twice. There's no way this is going to work. That's real talk. I think I'm going to try for this promotion. You can't do that. You don't have the education. You don't have the skill set. You can't do that. You got to learn to say, watch these. Watch this. Come on, walk with me and watch this. I've learned how to tell him to come on and walk and let's watch it. Just watch it unfold. When I'm scared, I watch it unfold. When I'm intimidated, I watch it unfold. When I try to do Greek and Hebrew with Dr. Cottle in the room, I'm scared to death because I know I'm going to mess it up. But I do it anyway. You hear me? Does that make sense? All right. So I learned from my connections. You got to learn from your connections, folks. You got to learn from the people that are around you. The guy that taught me how to do real estate, I learned this lesson. Write this down, please. This will make you rich one day. Acceleration by association. This is a principle of the kingdom. Acceleration by association. You don't believe me? Watch this. Here's what Jesus said. They said, don't leave, don't leave, don't leave. He said, I need to go. Because when I go, I'm going to my Father. And when I get there, he's going to send something, and bigger things that I've done that will you do. Because he associated with his Father. And when he got there, he considered. I met this guy, Chris. And he was 28 years old, Michael, and he owned 3 planes. That's how successful this guy was. And I had beat my brains out for 2 years trying to get in the real estate game, just trying to make something happen, and I couldn't get it off the ground. I met Chris within 90 days. I was turning like this, and he just said, oh, do this. Oh, do this. Oh, do this. I've known Dr. Cottle since I was 15 years old. We reconnected in 2016 actually. We reconnected and life began to turn. Accelerated at a rapid pace because I started to learn my connection is bigger than my yesterday. Y'all hear me? So you got to learn from your connections. I need to say this, has nothing to do with this, but I need to say this. When I reconnected with Dr. Cottle, he started prophesying to me and saying, here's where you're going. This is what you're going to do. And it was way out there for me. Way far. And I'm like, no, that's not me. I'm good, but I'm not that good. You understand what I mean? Does everybody understand what I'm saying right now? And he kept, and I've taught my girls this, and I'm going to teach you guys this. He kept saying, no, this is where you're going. This is what you're going to do. I see it. I see it. I didn't believe one word he was saying, because it seemed outside of my range. But I did believe in him. Nah, you didn't get it. I didn't believe any of the words coming out of his mouth, but I believed the man knew what he was talking about. You know what I did? Just keep on walking. Just keep on walking. See, most of us, especially us charismatic Pentecostal folks, want to figure things out. We want to make sure we get it right. I need to figure it out. I got to make sure that I know how it goes from 1 to 2 and from 2 to 3 and 4 and 5. But when you get the right connections in your life, I'm prophesying now, y'all better pay attention. When you get the right connections in your life, they will say things to you that you can't comprehend. And you don't even... Man told Jesus, said, I believe, but help my... You don't have to believe it, but you do have to trust the connection and the person, the Father that he is. I trusted him, and we walked together. And we would ride in the car, and he'd say, here's where you're going. This is what you're going to do. And I'd go, okay. And in my heart, I'd say, Lord, I believe, but help my unbelief. Help my unbelief. You got to be with the right people if you want to build an extraordinary life. You have to learn from your connections, and you have to be with the right people. When you get a real father in your world, they will say things over you that you cannot believe. I've taught my girls this. When I prophesy to them, they say, I don't see it. I don't know how. I don't know when. I don't know where. I said, have I ever lied to you? Don't believe my words. Believe my heart. I see what you can't see. Navigating the river of life. It's dangerous. It's dangerous out there. You got to be careful. You got to know what's coming. A father goes, I see you. This isn't your exit just yet. I don't know who I'm talking to. A father can see farther than you can comprehend. A mother knows the turns better than you. Young people, listen to me. I know you don't get it. I know it's hard when rules drop down. I get it. I've been there. I felt that. But my dad knew farther than I knew. He said, son, you don't want to be out late if a girl, this is what my dad told me as a teenager, if a girl is going to stay out with you till 12, 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, it's not the girl for you. Young ladies, if a guy wants to take you out and keep you out all night, it's not the guy for you. Because what he's got on his head is not your future, it's his present. You got to make sure who you're connected to and believe the future. You want to talk about the land and all these things. I see farther than Dothan. I can see it farther. I see 30 and 40 years from now. I don't know why I'm talking about this. I see 40 years down the road. I see it because I'm not in the weeds with you here. I can see it. You want to build something dynamically extraordinary. You got to trust the word that comes from the elders that you can't see or fathom, and just walk in darkness and blindness and trust that process. He doesn't build extraordinary things from ordinary workings. Everybody okay? Learn from your connections. Young folks, learn from your education. Put some work in it. Put work in. Put work in. Put work in. Put work in. My oldest is 20 years old. She's going to be our attorney. She's going to be our closing attorney. We had a conversation about a year and a half ago, and she said, Dad, you think I should do this law school? I said, baby, where the money part of your life is handled, I got that. You don't have to worry about that. We got great business. We've worked hard. I got y'all. I got you. I said, so now watch me, young folks. Listen to me. I know they're walking in. Y'all look at me. I said, you're 18, 19 years old. It's better to get it now than wish you would have gotten it. Whether you use it, whether you need it, whether you don't need it, it's better to get it now. Because I see farther than they see. I've been 19, David. I've been 19. I've been 20 years old. I know what all that is. I see farther than you can see. So I said, baby, you get it now. If you need it, great. If you use it, great. If you don't, who cares? No one can take it from you once you have it. Don't squander your education. Don't squander it. People lay down 70 years of learning to give you a single book. Am I right? How long did it take you to write the book? It's a lifetime. 3, that's just the handiwork. But it's a lifetime of learning. You hear me? Does that make any sense at all? Listen, if you're young, get it while you can. Get it while you can. If it's there, get it. Don't squander it. Don't take it lightly. I just heard this yesterday, that the University of Georgia, and they said it's like that in most universities, state-run universities. Once you get 62, when you turn 62, any kind of education you want at the University of Georgia is free. Free. Books, everything's free. And the guy told me this, the girl in the university said, and it's like that for most state-owned universities. It's free. So you go, well, I'm too old for education. Really? Really? Jump in and get another doctor's degree, a master's degree, a bachelor's degree for free. Do y'all hear me? It's not too late. See, I'm pushing to be 150 at minimum years old. So I've only finished up about 33%. I'm just starting to really feel good about who I am and what I'm supposed to be doing in life right now. So if I make $150, I got 100 years left. I'm just beginning my educational process. So listen to me. If there's something you can learn, learn it, grab it. Suck it up. I don't care how old you are. Grab it. Put it in your belly. Put it in your heart. You don't know what the seed will become, but you got to taste it. You got to touch it. You got to walk it. Does that make sense, everybody? No idea where I'm at on these notes. No idea. No idea. That didn't make any sense at all. Write this down, please. I'm going to finish. I ain't got but a few more minutes, but I got some stuff I want to give you. Don't pray for less problems. This is good right here. Don't pray for less problems. Pray for more skill. Because your problem is somebody else's nothing. Your biggest dilemma is not a problem for somebody else. You know what, I had an engineer that used to work for me. He was on staff. And he said, man, you know, I just need to be, how did he put it? I need to be comfortable, I guess is what he said. Comfortable or whatever. I need to feel secure. There's the word. He said, I need to feel secure. I need to know that the check is coming every week and blah, 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 blah. So we went through it. And I said, you know what answers every money problem? He was like, oh my God, Darren's about to give me some good stuff. I said, I can answer every money problem. Anybody in this house have a money problem? Lift your hand if you got a money problem. You ever had a money problem? You got one now? Ever had one in your life? I can answer every money problem right now. Here it is. Get your pen. Come on. You better get ready for an offering too. This is big talk. This is big stuff right here. This is big stuff right here. Answer every money problem. You know what the answer to every money problem is? Make more money. Boy, I just dropped. Write that down, sis. That's rich right there. Just make more money. So we were having this conversation. I said, man, the answer to your problem is just to make more money. That's my answer to every money problem, to make more money. That may not be the right answer for y'all. Because some folks make $1,000 an hour and spend $1,005. So that's just, anyway. Education, don't squander it, right? Don't pray for less problems, pray for more skills. Here's what David said, Psalm 119:71. Please write this down. This is outrageously good. It's good for me that I have been afflicted. Here's the word in the Hebrew, under the hand of discipline. That's the word afflicted. It doesn't mean that somebody slapped you in the face. It means that he settled in under the hand of God's discipline. It's good that I've been disciplined, that I may learn your statutes. Here's the word statutes. It means your prescription for living. David said, it's good that I've been through some stuff so I can learn how to live well. Y'all didn't get that. Y'all didn't get that. It's good I got disciplined so I can learn how to live well. God, that's rich right there. That's worth an offering. Where's them buckets at, Michael? Give me them buckets real quick. While you're walking in life, you don't have to like discipline, but you have to learn it. Progress makes your soul rest. You didn't hear it. Progress gives your soul rest. It gives you rest. Anybody ever baked a cake? Yeah, raise your hand if you ever baked a cake. How's it feel when that thing starts rising? Now, it's work while you're stirring, but when it starts to rise, something goes that feels good, because progress makes your soul at rest. And you got to learn from your experiences. Embrace the moments, be alert to where you are, and don't be distracted. Be present. Here's what the Bible says about Jesus, Hebrews 5:8. Though he were a huios, a son, a partner is the word. We learned that yesterday. He learned obedience through the things he experienced. That's the Greek word suffered, what he experienced. Number 2, I got to hurry, y'all. We got to turn and burn. Gary took way too long on those announcements. We got to go. Number two, if you want to build an extraordinary life, you got to launch. Everybody say launch. So launching is basically this. You got to try something. My middle girl, Kaylin Grace, is 17 years old. And she had a speech thing when she was a itty bitty. And it was really good for about 2 years because she was saying some stuff and we didn't know what she was saying, so we couldn't spank her. But I think she was dropping some bombs on us when she was a itty bitty. I really do. She would say some stuff. And one quick story. One day she was at my mother's house. My mother's passing out. One day she was at my mother's house with my oldest girl, Kai. And Kai was the only one that could understand her. She's the only one that could extract anything out of what she was saying because it was jibble jab. I mean, it was hikamo shy. I didn't know what she was saying. And she was saying something, and my mother had given her instructions. She's 3 or 4 at the time. And my mother had given Kaylin some instructions, and Kaylin went off. And she was like, blah, 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 blah. And Kai, my oldest girl, she's 3 years older. She said, Granny, she said, whoa, baby, don't tell me what she said. Because if she do, I know I'm going to have to spank her for that. I don't even want to know what that was right there. But she had a speech thing, and she couldn't talk. So we got towards around 4 or 5, and we had to do something about it. I had to call in a speech therapist because she couldn't speak. She called her older sister Bitta. We don't even know what that was. I don't know if that was Greek, Hebrew, Latin. I don't know what Bitta even means, but that was her name for 6 years, Bitta. And so we had to put her in speech therapy. And she's shy by nature, David. She's a shy girl. She don't want to be embarrassed. Hates to be embarrassed. And she's absolutely gorgeous. Y'all look at her on Facebook. She's gorgeous, man. Gorgeous little girl. And she hates to be embarrassed. So when she had to go to speech therapy, she was freaking out. She didn't want to do it. Cry. Have a fit. Now I'm going to cry. I would sit down with her. Say, baby, you're going to get through this. But you got to try. You got to try. And she would seize up in her teacher's class in the speech therapy. Pastor, she'd seize up and she'd just sit there because she was so embarrassed. And we would get home, and we had this phrase that we learned, she and I. And I said, what are you going to do? I said, baby, you got to keep on trying. I used my preacher voice. If I had somebody on the keys, I could do it real good. I said, but you got to keep on trying. When you get it wrong, you got to keep on trying. You want to build an extraordinary life? You got to be like my baby, and you got to keep on trying. When you fail and fall on your face, you got to dust off and keep trying. When you don't get it right and you take the wrong off-road, you got to keep on trying. I know divorce is tough, but it doesn't mean that marriage is bad. Keep on trying. If you want to build extraordinary, you have to go through failure to get there. And if you're going to walk through failure and contradiction, you got to keep on trying. If you're going to build something extraordinary, you got to launch out just like Peter and do something he'd never done. No one that I know has walked on water since then. And he just tried. I know, he failed. I know, whatever. But he's the only one that walked on the water. I haven't. So you got to try. You got to try. Young folk, you want to build extraordinary. Try something. Try something. Try something. God, I hope this lands. Try something. When they laugh, try something. I had one person ask me, said, what would you do if you could go back and tell yourself something? What would be the one thing you would say if you could go back to any age, whatever it is? If I could go back and talk to Darrin, 3rd grade, 4th grade, 5th grade, whatever it is, I'd say, dude, don't give a rat's behind what anybody thinks about you. Don't care. Don't care. Don't care what they say. Don't care when they laugh. Don't care. They probably laughed at Bill Gates. They probably laughed at Bill Gates when he was in the garage. When he quit college, they probably said, bro, you're a fool. Now who's laughing? Real talk. You got to try. You want to build extraordinary? You want to build an extraordinary business, extraordinary marriage, whatever it is. I don't care. You want to build an extraordinary church? You got to try something. Is that okay? Is that okay? I'm almost done, y'all. Are they putting notes up? You keep looking up there. Are they putting something up there? Oh, keep on trying. See, I could preach if I had to, but I'm not going to. Here's the scripture, Psalms 92, 13, 14. Those that are planted in the house of God, of the Lord, shall flourish in the courts. Flourish means to blossom. Here it is. They shall still bring forth fruit in an old age. And I'm already here. They shall be fat and flourishing. I'm already there. Here's what Paul said in Galatians. Don't get tired of doing good stuff. Keep trying. Oh, y'all getting it now. Keep trying. Don't get tired when it's hard. Keep trying. Keep working. Keep working. School takes time. You want to be great at education. School takes time. You want to build a big business. Business takes time. Great marriage takes time. Life in general takes time. You got to keep chopping the tree and keep trying. Consistency is my secret sauce. I hit the tree in the same place every day. I swing the axe in the same spot every day. That's how I'm here. I'm consistent. I'm consistent. I had a friend of mine ask me one day, he said, after you lost everything you had in the 2008 crash, to build it back and become an actual millionaire, what does it feel like? I said, it feels the exact same. I only grew a half inch every day. I couldn't tell the difference. I just kept swinging the axe in the same spot every day. You should do something different. I'm going to hit this tree again. Y'all catch that one later. So you gotta try, you gotta launch, you gotta land, you gotta be somewhere, you gotta be consistent. And the fourth one, man, I'm way over time. You want to build extraordinary life, you gotta love. You gotta love. Now, I'm gonna break some hearts right now, but you gotta love. This is my climax. You gotta care enough to pay attention. You got to care enough to pay attention. You got to care about every moment of your day. The richest people on the planet, the most successful people that I know, do not waste time. Accuracy in what they get accomplished. Not swiping through TikTok just because. Accuracy. 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 You got to care enough. Don't take it lightly. Don't take it lightly. Don't take what's in front of you lightly. Don't think it's just a happen chance that we're here together. Don't take this lightly. Take notes. This cost me 50 years, folks. I'm not a millionaire because I woke up and my dad handed me a check. This cost me 50 years. In 2008, I lost everything I had. I was $350,000 in debt, credit cards. And we built it back, started in 2010 to build it back. It cost me something to be up here with this microphone. I guarantee you, I got scars all over that I don't show everybody. You got to care. You got to care about what's in front of you to do. You got to care about what God has placed in your hand for now. For now. For now. Do extraordinary with what you have now. Is that making sense, anybody? Oh, devil, I just lost all my notes. God's want me to quit. No, I'm just kidding. David's want me to quit. Come on, hurry, Darrin, hurry. You got to love. Luke 10:27. Here it goes. You ready for this? I got to give you some Bible. Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, soul, and mind, with all your strength. This is the first and greatest commandment. These are the words of Jesus. They're in red. Ready? The second is just like that. Here's what he said. Love thy neighbor as what? And then he said what? Y'all don't have it? There is none other greater than this command. Love your neighbor as yourself. You can't love me right if you ain't loving you right. You can't love you right. You can't love me. You can verbalize it, but you can't love me if you don't love you. If you don't love the dude in the mirror, the gal in the mirror, you can't love me right. You can't love your wife right, your kids right. You can't love me. You know, all right, who's the most important person in the world? Anybody have an answer? Most important person in the whole planet. Who is it? Gary, I'm sorry, you lifted your hand. Who's the most important person in the world? No spirit. Don't you be spiritual. Who's the most important person? Don't say Jesus. He's in heaven. Come on. Who? It is you. It's you. I'm the most important person in the world. Because if I don't take care of Darrin, I can't be a good dad. I can't be a good speaker. I can't be a good CEO. I can't be good anything. Can't be a good husband. I can't be good anything if I don't take care of Darrin. I'm the most important person. If I fail to take care of the dude in the mirror and I don't commit to growth, Jesus' reward is me. You didn't hear me. His reward is me and mine is he. And it's what I give to him that he brings back to the Father. But if I don't take care of Darrin, I can't love Michael right. I can say, I love you, bro, but I can't love you right. If I hate the dude I look at every day, y'all don't hear what I'm saying. If I hate the guy I see in the mirror when I'm brushing my teeth, and I shave sometimes. I know David said I don't, but I do shave sometimes. If I hate that guy, I can't love my wife right if I got agitations in my own soul with my own person. Y'all didn't hear me. How many ever been agitated, come home, take it out on the kids? Kick the dog when you walk in the room. We all have done that, right? And how many's got a wife like mine says, you always take all your stuff out on us? Anybody got a wife like that? It's just me. That's North Carolina stuff. They ain't in Alabama. Now, all the guys are like, I ain't raising my hand. I'm not going to say a word about that. I know you. I got you. I got you. We the same. Why you take all your pressure, you come take it out on us. Because I can't love you right if there's something icky going on inside of me. Oh my God. So I got to take care of Darrin. Me and my wife had give me a better word. There it is, discussion. We had a discussion the other day. She made a statement and she said something to the effect, well, I tell you what, if you want to get all that done, don't go to the gym in the morning. And yeah, so I said, well, here's what you don't realize. If I don't take care of that piece of me, I'm not going to be the same this afternoon when I come home. Because, now watch this. What I get out at the gym, this is just my peaceful place. When I got my headphones on, Doc Cottle's in my head or somebody's in my head teaching me something, I'm done. Everything goes out. Everything goes out of me when I'm there. I said, so if I don't take care of me, I can't take care of you. I can't take care of you. All right, everybody write this down. Did y'all get this from yesterday? I'm going to take care of me for you. Will you take care of you for me? Put that on the screen, please. If I don't get you anything else in your heart this weekend, I hope to God you get this. I'm going to take care of me for you. Will you take care of you for me? I need you. Look at me, folks. I need you. I need you. I need you in Dothan, Alabama, pressing the kingdom, doing your deal, right? I need you. I'm going to take care of me. I promise you, I'm going to take care of me. I won't be lax. Whoo! I won't be lax in what God has put in my hand, David. I won't do it. Not for me. I'm good. I can quit today and go to Mexico and live the rest of my days if I want to. I got enough. I don't need it. But I'll take care of it for you. Will you take care of you for me? This is the kingdom. This is how Jesus walks it out. This is how he comes. You take care of you for me. I can't be here every day taking care of you. I need you to get up. I need you to learn. I need you to be learning. I need you to be taking care of yourself mentally, physically, emotionally. I need you to be taking care of yourself. Do this for me. When you think about it next week and you don't want to do it, think about my big head and go, I'm going to take care of myself for Darrin because he needs me. And then when I get up and I don't want to go, I'm going to get up for you. I'm going to take care of me for you. Is that okay? You got to love enough to take care, folks. You got to love enough to take care. You want to build extraordinary? You got to love. Not in words, but in deeds. I need to see your feet walking, taking care of it. God. Here's what the master said. Greater love has no man than lay down his own soul for his brothers. God. I want that cheesecake, man. They showed me a picture of cheesecake the other night. I'm a cheesecake freak. Boy, I love some cheesecake. I said, no. Do you want it? Yep, I do. But I know what sugar does inside. You keep the cheesecake. I got to take care of Darrin. David needs me. My girls need me. My children and my grandkids and my great-grandkids, they need to sit on my lap and let me talk to them. I've got to take care of me. Do I want it? I want it. Somebody asked me the other day, said, man, you ever had a problem, wanting to cheat on your wife? I said, no, man, I'm good. Wow, that's strange. Yeah, no, that don't bother me. That don't bother me. That's not the stuff I need. I need to take care of Darrin. I have this circle around my life that I don't need stuff to get into, because 40 years from now, I need to be like Dr. Ron Cotto, and I'm still teaching and preaching and doing what I'm doing. And in order to do that, I can't let icky stuff get in my circle. Is that making sense? I can't let icky stuff in my circle. Are you going to hell for it? Man, I don't want to talk about that stuff. I'm not interested in that. Hell, Jesus took care of. I got to take care of my circle. Y'all don't hear what I'm saying here today. I don't want you not to sin and go off. I don't want my girls not to get into a life of sin and go off the rails because I'm scared they're going to go to hell and not heaven. That's not the deal. I want you to build extraordinary lives, because it's in the life fruit that you produce that I get my glory as your dad. You don't hear me? And it's in my life fruit that he looks and goes, that's my boy. God, that's my son. My spiritual pops texted me this morning and said, I can't tell you how proud I am of you and what we did this weekend. You know what that does to me? He'd rather go, here, you take the mic. And I'd rather go, no, I want to hear you. And Jesus is sitting back going, that's my son. That's why I don't let icky in my circle. That's why I'm not scared that he's going to kick me out of his family. That doesn't bother me. I'm not worried about that. That doesn't bother me. He consumed all things. When he said it's finished, it was a done deal. I can't get away from him. David said, if I made my bed in hell, there he sits. He's sitting there right beside me. That was the grave, folks. That was the grave to Hebraic mindset. They thought hell was the grave. That's theology. Let me stay on the practical today. But I need to love myself enough to keep icky out of my circle, because y'all need me. You hear me? Pastor David has got investments in us that I need to take care of for him. I don't need it. I can fly out and be done. Say, here's y'all stuff. I'm going to live my life on the beach somewhere in the Bahamas. I keep my circle clean because it'll derail my life, and I got to take care of me for you, for the ones coming behind me. Watch this. This is a good one right here. This is a good one, Pastor. You're going to like this. Love enough to give all that I have and have been through. Love enough to give away everything that I am as a stepping stone for those that are coming behind me, to let my life be their beginning, to let my ending be their beginnings. I'm loving my todays. I'm loving what's in front of me. An extraordinary life starts with doing ordinary things extraordinarily well. Will you take care of you for me while I take care of me for you? Will you guys commit to that in Dothan, Alabama? Is that okay with you? I'm going to finish up. I'm going to pray for you guys. Come on, y'all can stand. It's good. I got a lot more like Apollo Creed. Like Mr. T and Rocky 3. I got a lot of mo, but I'm going to finish. These young kids have no idea what I just said. It was like, Mr. T said, I got a lot of mo. I got a lot of mo. I'm going to take care of me for you if you'll take care of you for me. We need each other. We don't function well independently. No one does. No one does. I don't need broken foots and all these other things. I need you to be running for the kingdom. Does that make sense? You got Robert Henderson coming doing the courts of heaven again, or I'm assuming anyway. You know how important the spiritual side of things are, that we get it clean and accurate? Because without, how to say this, Lord? When my circle gets dirty, polluted, everything comes out dirty. You know that when we prophesy, it only comes through our filtration system, and God can't download what he wants to fully download if you haven't got the knowledge of what he's trying to tell you in some form or fashion. Y'all didn't see what I said. I prophesied one time. I was in a room, small church. It's different prophesying in big churches. You know, somebody's got a back pain. Well, everybody's got back. I raised my hand for a back pain. That's easy stuff right there. I prophesied one time. I said, I didn't even know. I said, is anybody pregnant in the room? I couldn't see. A small church. They had lights blinding me, really. And this girl said, yeah, I'm pregnant. She walks up. And I start praying for her and prophesying. And I said something about chromosomes. And I am so far from a scientist, like way far. Way far. When we were in science class, give me the F. I'm good. Let me out of here, right? So I started prophesying about chromosomes, and it's coming out, and I'm going, I have no idea what, and you ever done it? And you'd be like, I know this is off. I feel like a knucklehead right now. I know she's going to say, dude, you are wacko. So I prophesied, boom, 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 prayed, boom, I'm done. I'm just going, Lord, let me get out of this church. I know I messed that up. Let me get out. I know I'm done. Let's go to lunch. I want to be done. I got word 2 weeks later that there was because I knew the word chromosome, but that's about as deep as my scientific knowledge. I couldn't swear to you what a chromosome does or is, but anyway. 2 weeks later, I get word back. This baby in her womb had a chromosome deficiency, and they thought it was going to have Down syndrome, because if I get this word right, they said it was missing something. There was a chromosome missing or something. Any medical people in the room? No? I don't know. Then I'm right. Then y'all don't know the difference. So it was missing a chromosome, and I got word 2 weeks later they did some kind of autopsy with the thing and pulled out some blood from the baby. Bada boom, bada bing. Autopsy. Is that what I said? That's a good word. Anyway, biopsy. You see, there it is. Biopsy. See, I told you I wasn't a scientist. Anyway, they did a biopsy on the blood, and it had regulated. And now the chromosome is there. Why is that important? Watch me now. If I had scientific brains, God could have said more to that and to them. Now, God did what he did, and I'm happy, right? Because he can use a donkey. I said ass yesterday, and they didn't like it. So he can use a donkey, and he uses me. So that's about the same. King James. The Lord rebuke y'all for thinking bad thoughts about me. But here's what I'm trying to get across. If I was deeper in the knowledge of that, maybe there was a deeper revelatory thing that God wanted to say that I couldn't grasp because I just didn't have the understanding. So what does that got to do with anything, Darrin? Learn. Learn. Don't be like me. Learn more. Learn more. The more you get, the more God will use what you get. That's real talk, folks. That's real talk. Is that okay? Y'all lift your hands. Let's just thank God. Father, I just want to thank you for this great, great people here. Thank you for what you're doing here in Dothan, Alabama. God, I thank you for this people who have a heart for you and just to love you and to serve you. God, they just want to see you. They just want to see you show up. And They just want to know that you're real in the moment that they live in. Some have moments that are different than other moments where they feel pain or neglect or frustration or fear. Spirit of the living God, I'm asking you now, go to them. Quicken in their hearts that you are right here, closer than the breath that we breathe. And Lord, you're more real than the ground that we stand on. Make it real to them, Lord. And God, I pray for this house and the household of faith. I thank you for Paul Estes, who started this work for you down here. And I thank you for David, who's grabbed it and run with it. And then I thank you for what's coming after this. So God, I pray now that the Spirit of the living God will begin a quickening work here, and that minds will be sharp and attuned and alert, and that hearts will be attuned to what you want to unfold in this region. God, I thank you, Lord, that they have the responsibility to speak to this region, to speak to this region, to speak to this region, the oracles of the life of the King of Kings. God, I thank you, Lord, that you've given them that right, Lord, that they've earned that authority here. But I thank you, Lord, that now it's coming back full circle round. And as they impede into this next season of building and shaking and moving, God, I thank you that city officials are going to begin to turn to them in favor. And I hear the word retribution. I thank you, Lord, that you're going to give them back all that they were lost. I hear that they're coming back. They're coming back. Some have moved away and some moved in, but they're coming back. So, God, I thank you for reassigning this house its purpose. Reassigning its purpose in where, when, and to whom. I thank you for the next generation. I thank you for the next generation that they're about to reach into and touch. I thank you, Lord, that they're about to reach into the next generation. I see those college kids coming, and I see it moving in and out, in and out, in and out, finding pasture and going elsewhere. But there'll be a deposit from this place and from this people, a deposit of life into their souls that will breed and bleed and overdo them in their coming days. Father, I thank you for that in the name of Jesus. We bless you in this place. I thank you for this house and the people that are serving in this house in Jesus' name.